Hi everyone, David here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back for another video, or welcome if it's your first one. Thanks for joining us. Are you doing okay? I'm okay. I'm really sleepy though. Haven't had enough sleep for the last few weeks. I think the weather's changing. It's getting a bit weird. And I've done a lot of walking at the expo as well. So again, today's another expo video. I think this is number 6, I think. So yeah, day 6 of our expo diaries. And I got a lot of pavilions this time. Don't worry, it's not going to be a really long video, just some smaller ones I managed to pick up along the way. So I'm going to talk about that today. We are covering Switzerland, which I've been hoping to get into for a while. I'm finishing off the Commons D Pavilion, so lots of small countries in there. We've got Serbia, which is another big one you could get a reservation for. We've got the European Union, the Baltic Pavilion, which is confusingly only 2 countries. Estonia is sitting it out, I guess. We've got Algeria, Bangladesh, Senegal, Tunisia. Then we've got a signature pavilion called Dynamic Equilibrium of Life. We've got the United Nations, we've got the Red Cross, and another signature pavilion. This is the Playground of Life, also known as the Jellyfish Pavilion. And finally, I'm going to make a return to the Kansai Pavilion because I wanted to get some passport stamps, which I missed the first day. So I'm going to talk about all that. I'm going to narrate my way through that with Myaku over here. So I'll see you on the other side. I'll let you know some more information. But before that, please like this video, subscribe, leave some comments or questions. I'd love to help you. And also, what else? Share the channel. Give me a super like if you super liked it and you want to help me out. You can also join one of my membership levels too. So I'm going to see you on the other side, and please enjoy the show. Okay, here we are again, Yumeshima Station. Not looking too crowded today, that's not too bad. A little bit more busy than the last time I came at 12. Yeah, still a bit of a line to get in. Last time I just walked straight in, never mind. Another crazy line was for the shop as well. That's a huge line just to get inside the shop. There's a massive line to even pay as well. Anyway, say cheese, it's time for the Swiss Pavilion. I managed to get lucky and get into the line for this one. They do seem to shut the line quite often when there's too many people waiting. They don't want to spill out into the main area. You can see a lot of sustainable architecture outside, these large bubbles. And this interesting diorama of Swiss culture and folklore as well, very nice. And we're in the bubble room here. We are blowing bubbles to make our wishes for the future. So you can do that, just enjoy the bubbles though. You can talk into these things, tell us one wish for future society, and no, don't look through the hole, just talk into it. Oh well, never mind. If you talk into it, a bubble gets generated and that gets floated up into the atmosphere. There's also a nice technology area. You can see some of Swiss technology, what they're doing with all their money. You can also, this is what they're doing with their money, you can use some AI generated thing, turn into a milkmaid. You can answer some questions too and find out some information about sustainable future technology. You can see some robotics too. I think these are like Mars landers or something. You can press that button and smell a comet, which was, I don't know, smelled quite nice. And artificial chocolate batteries to powering this this chocolate cake. Very delicious. You can move the little bears as well. And you can also be Einstein. He's from Germany though, I don't know why that was. Anyway, if you're the nationalist on the move, you can use the hands-free set. Wag your flags with hands-free. These little squiddly diddlies too, soft robots, just like in the Matrix. And then you can enjoy Heidi as well, one of the famous characters from Switzerland. There were some special Kit Kats too as well, but not for that price, sorry. Right, onto the Commons D Pavilion now. I'm going to do another rundown. I'm going to be quiet while you can watch some of this whistle-stop tour around the Commons D, starting with Pakistan. Okay, so that's the Commons D Pavilion all finished finally. Now, I didn't have any reservations at this point, so I went to Serbia. Had to wait for about 40 minutes to get in. This is more focused around interactivity and play, so this is good for the kids. There's some nice displays like this one, the little flipping panels like a train station. You can listen to Serbian voices, you can play with these kind of interactive exhibits. A lot of focus on marbles in this one, kind of marble madness. Take a marble, put it in, and it will spin around and go through the little tubes and pulleys and whatnot. And it goes through the wall and you get switched into this projection mapping version, which was kind of interesting. All these interesting machines, seeing some Serbian art and culture. So very interesting for the machine-loving kids. You can make a little Serbian avatar as well. I think he's called Zarko. Don't know if I'm mispronouncing that, and go on the wall of shame there. That's me as a Serbian. And mark your calendars, the next expo is coming already to Belgrade. So check that out, and some little haunted dolls are waiting for us on the way out. So yeah, nice Serbia, very interactive, and a nice green front of the pavilion too. Now I decided to do a bit of a stamp run now and pick up some of the smaller pavilions. So the European Union was next. Very tropical looking inside. Not really what you associate with the European Union, but there we go. And you can touch this plant, which will activate some of these menus on the displays, which was kind of interesting. I think they use like bioelectricity or something. There we go, you can find out all about the EU's aquaculture campaign if you really wanted to. And a little rest area too, where you can look up and see some of the beautiful sights and cities of the EU. I think that was Tallinn or Copenhagen, I can't remember. And you can see a nice robot arm raking the sand, very zen. Mind you, if you had a Roomba, that would have cleared that right up. You can also do some digital origami. Follow the instructions, very easy. And you can turn that into a nice paper crane. I like how that represented the EU's stars surrounding the logo. That was interesting. Now next door were the Baltic Pavilion. Unfortunately missing Estonia, but Latvia and Lithuania were there with an assortment of rather unusual looking mascots. And a focus on plants and nature, including Barabi-chan, the mascot character. So lots of dried varieties of plants from all over the Baltics. And you can even sponsor some tree planting for free, and they're going to be planted in the Baltic countries. There's also a regenerative message wall, which is basically just writing things like in the shower on the condensation. So there we go, that's all I can think of. Like and subscribe if you haven't done that already, thank you. And some interesting Barabi-chan art in a traditional style, and a nice video about Baltic culture, and some traditional art as well up there, those little chandelier things. Next door is Algeria. We can enjoy the lights of Northern Africa. I didn't realise Algeria was the largest country in Africa. I guess Sudan has split up now. And there's some small displays about traditional arts and crafts. You can see some old stone tools and things from prehistory. And some jewellery there as well on another cabinet. And then there's a kind of projection mapping room where you can see a short show about Algeria, the nature, the culture, and sort of daily lifestyle and architecture. Very nice. Opposite Algeria was Senegal, one of the larger African pavilions. They're mostly focused on their trade and technology credentials and investment opportunities. You can also see some of the Senegalese wrestling, which I'd never heard of, but looked very exciting. And also some of the arts and crafts. All of this was for sale, unusually. It was a bit like a flea market. Not a flea market, like an art market, including this very well-endowed lamp. And basically most things were for sale. You can check out the bangles and bracelets. Going back across the way is Tunisia. This had an incredibly long line. I was waiting so long I could see the little patrol robot going past. Interesting. Not really sure what they do, but technology. Outside the Tunisian pavilion was a man doing kind of custom pottery. I think you can make a little pot. I think you can have things engraved on it. And a rather baffling projection room, as usual, of life, I guess. There's a little fetus and some cherry blossoms. I guess that's something about rebirth. Some creepy masks as well. I guess something traditional. Wizard of Oz. I'm not sure what that was. Is that a hot spring? We'll never know. Further in there we have the Sahara Desert. You can enjoy the nightlife. And peep through that little hole, you can see some little hidden exhibits. Didn't realise Louis Pasteur is from Tunisia. There we go. And some of the history and famous figures from Tunisian history. And of course some beautiful rugs and embroidery. There's a nice cafe here. I was in a bit of a rush, sadly. I couldn't try any of these. A little cafe area, and you can see some of the metal work being done as well. Someone was making some jewellery, I think. I had an appointment. I had to dash to the Signature Pavilion, a dynamic equilibrium of life. This is another one of the signatures. I think this was my third one, maybe. Inside was a little bit baffling. We're talking about dynamic life. Where do we come from? Where do we go? It took me a while to realise that these weren't people being recorded and waving back. This was a fixed thing. And you can see a very interesting 3D light LED show where you can see various aspects of life on Earth, including some jellyfish. You can't really tell here, but it's like a 3D forest of LED strands, all synchronized, so you can see 3D images. Really immersive and interesting. And finally, you get to see some information from the artist who created it, talking about life as a cycle. This is the dynamic equilibrium. I didn't really understand this part, but the things rolling up the hill because of equilibrium, I don't know. Might need to watch that one again to understand it. Oh, well, there we go. This is dynamic equilibrium. Glad I know. And death isn't that bad. Circle of life. Hakuna Matata. I had a bit more time for my next reservation, so I took a few more small pavilions like the United Nations. That was a lot nicer. The camera's not really picking up that strobe effect. You can see the history of the UN there and all their achievements and some information about their... oh dear. Good luck with that display, lady. Some of the products of the EU member countries and all the international organisations that are affiliated with the EU, the UN, sorry. And another immersive 3D panorama theatre where you can see, that's a rather dodgy looking animation of a deer and some of the volunteers that work for the UN. There's also, if you fill in a survey, you can do the gacha gacha thing. I'll show you what I got at the end. I don't expect anything good though, sadly. And next door is the International Red Cross and Red Crescent Pavilion. Very moving. I couldn't take a video of the film inside. There's a little theatre, but you can write your own message of support for people of the world. You can see some information about their various activities worldwide, and also you can see Red Cross flag from the Tohoku earthquake area. Now finally, a nice panoramic view of the Signature Pavilion area because I had one more reservation to go. This time I was at the Jellyfish Pavilion, also known as, what was it called? Journey of Life? Playground of Life, sorry, beg your pardon. Very interactive. This is good for kids. The top floor is totally free to access. You don't need a reservation or anything. And of course, there are a lot of jellyfish hovering around, organic jellyfish. And the Tree of Life, Tree of Creation. Do not climb on the Tree of Creation though. Very interesting sign. It's lighting up very nicely. A lot of interactive pieces around it, including this vaguely spongy musical instrument and some LED thingamies. I'm not sure what that was. A little piano too. It's a very noisy pavilion, so the kids can be really noisy, and some interactive paddles that will change depending on what you hold up. That was quite fun. Now inside there is a kind of relaxation room where you listen to the sounds of life. That's totally black though, so I couldn't show you any footage of it. After that you get a little musical area with some more creepy masks and the wonders of traditional culture. There's also a kind of live band in the middle, focusing on the rhythm of life. So you can see different traditional dances from all over the world. Had a nice vibe. And just to enjoy the visuals. You've seen this crazy old grandma, she's really getting her life there. Even the attendants were dancing as well, so they're trying to get you to clap along and dance, but they were giving the energy. It was really nice. It was kind of a baffling climax, but it was fun. Nice sunset as we come out. Wonder if it's going to rain. I had other work to do though. I'm still on the move. I managed to get a last minute return to the Kansai Pavilion. You might remember I went there on my first ever video for the Expo. I had some stamps to collect and a few bits of unfinished business. So here are the sights and sounds of, and smells in some case, of the Kansai area, plus a couple of neighbouring prefectures like Tokushima, Tottori and Fukui, which don't typically belong there. Unfortunately, Nara doesn't seem to have a look in, and also Osaka has its own pavilion because it's the host. Kyoto had changed their displays from last time, so you can see some of the gorgeous food of Kyoto, traditional food, and all these beautiful models. And you can even smell some of the smells of Japanese cooking, some dried sardines, some katsuobushi. Wakayama was celebrating a famous martial artist, I think, and there's a nice expensive restaurant there too that had already closed. I managed to get into Tottori this time. This was an immersive display using these kind of AR paddles to do a bit of beach combing. So Tottori, famous for its sand dunes. You can actually go to the sand and search for some interesting stamps. A little stamp rally down here. Oh, I only had one hand to do this, so there we go, stamp rally. I think I was the first one to get all mine. I was very happy. And then there's a projection mapping, abstract sand fiasco fantasy. Very pretty. A little bit 80s as well. Feel like I'm in Tron or something. Yeah, very pretty. And oh no, still going. Okay, lots of flowers and the tide's coming in. I also managed to get into the Shiga area, which I didn't manage the first time. You can see a very long presentation about life in Shiga, including the religious parts, and these kind of interesting ball decorations which descend and change colour. Sorry, I did talk about balls descending there, I didn't mean to say that. And they are in tune with the images as well, which is very nice. Hikone Castle there. Very beautiful. Made me want to visit Shiga again. Nice about the embroidery and weaving skills of Shiga. That was an interesting design. And finally you can see some of the fireworks, some Lake Biwa fireworks to climax this fairly lengthy video show. Some nice fireworks done by the balls. So there we go. I think that was most of my day. That was really interesting. I did a lot as usual. Oh sorry, there's a dinosaur as well from Fukui. I think you saw that last time, but I'm going to show you the dinosaur, of course. There we go, that's enough for me. Thanks for watching all the way. I'm going to give you a bit more information at the end. So thank you for watching. Okay, welcome back. So what did you think of day 6? I had a pretty productive day, I think, in terms of getting stamps for my passport. I'm over the halfway point now, so I can only another 6 more visits maybe, and I might be able to finish it all off. Or maybe 5 more. I didn't have my passport the first day. So let's go through these one by one. So Switzerland was kind of fun. It's a bit of a pain to line up for this one because there's quite limited space around it, so they limit the line length. If the line gets too long, they won't even let you line up anymore. You have to kind of hover around discreetly and wait until they open the line again. Fortunately, I was there just before they were opening it, so I could swoop in, and that didn't take very long to go through either. Nice bubbles, technology was kind of fun. Not a huge pavilion, but it was, yeah, they did interesting building shape as well. I think these kind of bubble shaped buildings were more sustainable, I think. Then the Commons D Pavilion, yeah, not much especially to say because there's a bit of a mix. But that Pakistan salt room was quite interesting. I think I got a bit scared off last time because there was a line for it, but it moves really quickly. It only takes a couple of minutes, I think. There were a lot of drums in this particular pavilion. Every pavilion seemed to be bringing drums to bonk along. Some people were professionally doing them, that was nice, but when it's just kids like tunelessly hitting things, it's a little bit noisy. Serbia had a very long line. I think after the Commons one, I thought, right, I'm just going to suck it up and try to get into one of these other larger country pavilions. And it was quite nice inside, very interactive. I think that would be a good one to bring kids to, because they had the marble thing, and you can listen to things, you can speak, you can design your own characters. not a massive pavilion, but it was, yeah, I feel like I got some fun out of it. And also got free marble. I give you a free marble as a souvenir, the ones that you're putting through the marble machines. Not the United Nations, the European Union, that was quite fun, very kind of tropical vibes, which is not really what comes to mind when you think of the EU, but yeah, lots of interesting interactive exhibits, like the kind of sand raking robot, the virtual origami, and also the touching the plants to open the menus was kind of interesting too. The Baltics were kind of fun as well, just Lithuania and Latvia this time. Estonia weren't there. It's a bit like the Nordic Circle, really. I don't feel like they really focused on either of them. They didn't have like a Latvia corner and a Lithuania corner. It was just kind of all vaguely Baltic. They're neighbouring countries too, so it made sense. And had a very sort of, I don't know, natural vibe to it, which was quite nice. Algeria was quite fun too. There was a little bit of a line to go in. But it was mostly just kind of a video show in the middle. But yeah, nice to learn about Algeria. I didn't realise that was the biggest country in Africa. Then Bangladesh, I had gone there before. I think I didn't show that today, did I? I thought I was going to, but I did that in day one, so I wasn't going to go in there again. So yeah, Bangladesh. Please take a look on day one for that one. Senegal, I did go inside. That was, yeah, fairly standard one. Kind of felt like a big version of the Commons Pavilion pavilions. So I think a lot of these ones on that little zone. So the EU, Baltics, Algeria, Bangladesh, Senegal, they're all in this kind of same area. So similar vibes there. Tunisia was a little bit frustrating. I almost missed my booking for the reservation after that, because it was such a long line for it. It was moving so slowly. I think I must have been waiting for about 30 minutes, and the rooms are big enough. They could have easily fit more people in there, I think. I don't know why they're limiting it so much. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I did honestly feel like I rushed through because I had to get to my next reservation, which was a shame. If I can get in there without a line, I'll take my time and go through there again. And they were making some pots outside. That was kind of interesting, but I didn't have any time to wait there. I went on to eat some of the food as well. The food looked quite nice, a little snack area too. On to the signature dynamic equilibrium of life. Interesting technology being used. There was, I don't know if you could really pick this up from the video, but there was this kind of, I don't know, like a little forest of LED strands coming from the floor, and they were showing flashing the lights in such a sequence that it's like 3D shapes were appearing. So it was quite interesting to see that. Not just like a flat screen or anything, or flat plane of lights. It was really 3D and kind of interesting. The only thing is, it didn't feel like it lasted very long. You just see that show that takes about 8 minutes, I think. And then you get some information from the creator, and then that's it. You go outside. That's the end. So yeah, good. I'm glad I saw it, but yeah, a little bit of oh, okay, that's the end. Suddenly. After that, I had about an hour before the next reservation, so I went to the United Nations. That was quite nice as well. It's fairly standard mini pavilion, so you can see the history of the UN. You can see a little video immersive theatre thing, which kind of made me feel a little bit car sick, and then some information about volunteering. I did feel a little bit shortchanged by the gacha machine because it looked very attractive. They said if you fill in this little survey, it was short, you can get a gacha. So I got one of those. I'll show you what I got inside. I don't know if I just got a duff one or not, but that's it. You get a little information piece of paper about subscribe to the UN's newsletter, donating, and downloading the apps. So there wasn't really much. Giving me a sticker or something, that would be nice. I know it's you can't waste money on this sort of thing, but a sticker would be nice. This feels very sustainable though. I think it was made out of plastic. Not made out of plastic. Don't know what this is. Okay, that was the UN. The Red Cross is just next door. I managed to be really sneaky and get in without waiting. You can make a reservation for that, but there's also a cancellation line, and I noticed there was one, and I thought, okay, I'll just wait in that. there was one person ahead of me, and the gates opened as soon as I lined up, and they just let me straight in. So I felt a little bit bad for the people who'd reserved, but anyway, I've probably been on the other side of that before. So yeah, very nice, very kind of moving video montage thing in the theatre. I couldn't show any of that in the video, but take my word for it. And then information about their business and their operations, and you can write a message of hope for the future as well. So that was good. Another survey too, and they'll give you a present if you do the survey. It was just like a hyperlink to PDF about how they made the pavilion. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's nice. Never mind. Then finally, my reservation for the Playground of Life Jellyfish Pavilion. This is another signature one. Signature pavilions, I think you do always need a reservation. Although the top floor of it, you can just enter. You don't need a ticket to get into the top part. So if you're bringing little kids, that might be nice. There's a lot of interactive things to do over there. You saw the stuff in the video, but the downstairs part, the reserved part, we take an elevator down. It was kind of interesting. Bit of a sensory isolation moment. I couldn't take a video inside there because it was just completely pitch black. You're like sitting on top of the root of the tree of creation, and there's a frog outside and it's ribbiting at you. It's kind of okay, interesting. And then you go into that big circular area with the dancers and the band as well. So that was kind of chaotic but fun end to that pavilion. So that was quite interesting. And finally, miracle happened. I managed to get one of the on-the-day reservations, which I haven't been able to for a long time. I got back into the Kansai Pavilion, which I've been kind of hoping to get back into because I went there on the first day and I didn't have my passport at all, so I missed all the stamps there, and I want to get all the stamps. So I went in there, but it was kind of worth it because they changed the Kyoto side a little bit. They had the Tottori and the Shiga areas, which I hadn't been able to go into last time, so that was quite nice. The kind of sand metal detector thing, that was kind of fun, and the projection mapping thing was interesting. And Shiga had a very long video presentation with the kind of floating ball things. It was a nice effect, so you don't fall off. So yeah, if you've got a bit of time, that was good. I think I spent probably about an hour and a half in there, which surprised me really, since I'd seen most of it already. But yeah, it just makes me excited to be in Kansai really. So yeah, I like the Kansai Pavilion. That's it, finally. Oof. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. I'd say Switzerland would be a nice one to go to. Jellyfish one, like I said, good for the kids, especially the free part upstairs. Don't really need to do the reservation. And what else? What was good? Yeah, Serbia was kind of a fun little moment too. So I didn't really get any of the big A-list ones today, but I managed to tick off some of the ones that need reservations, so I was happy about that. I think I might make a short video just to tell you which ones need reservations. I think I'm down to about half of them now. I'm determined to get through the reservation only ones so I can never have to deal with it ever again. But yeah, there we go. It might be a little while before I can do that. So I hope that was useful. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've got tons of Expo things and tons of other things as well. Other Osaka and Kansai information videos and sightseeing stuff. Leave a comment or a question, I'll help you out with that. Share the channel as well to your Japan loving friends, and also leave me a super like if this was really useful for you, and that'll help me make this channel even better. And also you can join one of my membership channels too if you are interested to get some more contents from me. So otherwise, thank you for watching, take care, and see you again. Bye bye.